First wave of Iranian missiles being launched at this moment in a night that promises to be a very busy one, a very intense night. Also, let's recall that the leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, has warned that the Zionist regime must now await severe punishment for its aggression. This was released moments before the terrorist attack performed by Israel against Iran on June 13th. Also, the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran have been conducting heavy retaliatory attacks 5 days into this conflict. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, during a joint telephone call with the foreign ministers of the European Troika and European Union High Representative for Foreign Affairs, it is the duty of all member states of the United Nations and the Security Council to confront the blatant Israeli aggression against our country. Also, Iranian armed forces launched a barrage of missiles in a coordinated operation aimed at Israeli targets. This is what we are seeing now at this moment. Iranian armed forces launched a barrage of missiles in a coordinated operation aimed at Israeli targets. Iranian retaliatory missiles are spotted at this moment over the sky of the West Bank, in Nablus precisely, which is the main city of the occupied West Bank. According to our defenses of the Islamic Republic of Iran, they launched this 11th wave of missiles against Israel. Also, this happened after following attacks of the Israeli regime as well in these tit-for-tat actions that have and this trade of missiles from one side to the other constantly ever since the first terrorist action took place on this week and 5 days ago, and as this conflict is entering at this moment in its 5th day of constant escalation of the hostilities as well. Also, these actions have proved how Iran has been capable of vulnerating Iran's Iron Dome, which was one of their main goals or their main military actions that would make them proud at an international level, and how Iran has been capable of destroying this strategic military mechanism, has been showing the real strength of Iran in performing and carrying these retaliatory measures, and how they have been vulnerating constantly Israel in this moment as well. Also, this exchange of attacks comes, as we mentioned, after Israeli bombings of nuclear facilities in Isfahan, also in Fordow, both that were confirmed by International Atomic Energy Agency, and also reported damage to both. However, the damage so far is controllable, is manageable, and is very rare, and it's very much unlikely that Israel could succeed in destroying the Iranian nuclear facilities of the country. Those facilities are very well defended by the Iranian armed forces at this moment. There has been a strong military deployment in this moment as well. According to the Iranian government, the targets of its responses to Israeli attacks are the financial center of Tel Aviv, the Israeli Ministries of Defense and Economy, the Tel Aviv Air Base, multiple locations in the Haifa area, also the gas platform off the coast of the Gaza Strip as well. Also, Iran has been constantly denouncing the United States complicity in this new Israeli aggression against Iranian territory before the United Nations Security Council, specifically during an extraordinary session that was convened by Tehran on Saturday, June 14th. The Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps carried out Operation True Promise 3 against several military targets in Israel. Also, there have been 11 waves of attacks at this moment reported so far. The Iranian Guard forces assure that it is giving also destructive, a precise response against dozens of targets of the Zionist regime. We are seeing at this moment how these attacks, retaliatory attacks, are unfolding, and in this very busy night for both of the sides in conflict. In this wave of attacks, the Israeli health authorities have been reporting several casualties as well, and this is part, as we were mentioning, of retaliatory measures, retaliatory actions as promised by the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who promised that Iran was set to respond with force. Also, there have been so many reactions worldwide. Cuba was one of the main countries that repudiated these terrorist actions that were prompted, that started by the Israeli regime of Benjamin Netanyahu, as if the genocide in Palestine wasn't enough. Now the world is seeing how Israel is keeping up with its intentions to keep expanding its power through horror and through terror as well, and also how it's besieging the Palestinian enclave in a daily basis at the same time. So the whole community, the whole international community is watching with heavy concern all that is taking place, and all of the thoughts are with the main victims of these confrontations, which are always and mainly and mostly the most vulnerable people in both sides of the conflict, which are women, which are children, which are the elderly people. Also, this is a conflict that is starting at this moment, that has no end in sight, that there are so many variables in this equation, and also needs to be analyzed with very deep